Sorry about that, you guys. We got cut off. I was getting some phone calls in the process of me trying to record this video for you guys. I'm not a YouTuber. I already said that. I'll say it again. You got to say, in this dance society, you got to say things a few times, okay? Like, I said what I said. I'm not a YouTuber, okay? Period, point blank. And if I was to do any type of commentary, it'll be about this very thing that I'm about to address right now, okay? Nothing more, nothing less, but black people stop treating each other so terrible, right? I'm going to get to all that. I'm trying not to rush it, but I'm going to get there, okay? So let me continue where I left off before I was cut off, right? So me and her had dialogue that particular day, 7 months ago, underneath that video. So I decided to continue to watch her just to see how much after that encounter, how much more she was going to perpetuate. Because it seems like from when I started watching her, she was perpetuating a little bit, and then it just started to ramp up more for whatever reason, right? And so at this particular time, you know what I'm saying? Before we move forward to my point that I was going to make, I'm going to give you some examples of the videos that I thought was perpetuating white supremacist ideology, right? And white supremacist stereotype. And before we move on to the examples that I have, white supremacy, if you don't know the definition, you should look it up. But in short, it's that the white race is the most superior race of human race, right? Of human races. So that would mean that the white race rules or is more superior over any other race on the planet, right? Which should not be a such thing because we're all humans, right? Like there should not be one group that's a hierarchy than another group. So if whites is at the top, blacks, they are at the bottom, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's really globally. White supremacy is globally. Blacks are at the bottom globally. But then we do have a buffer class that's in between, right? So that's where we get off into all of this rhetoric of what I think she's spewing by doing her commentary in this way, because it goes to those black Americans, if we're all black, are lower than us. We're better than them because of X, Y, and Z, right? And I'm only saying this is how I feel her mentality is regarding us via the information that I'm going to give you, okay? That's pretty much it, right? So it started 7 months ago. In between, these are the titles of some of her videos. You guys can look it up. We got The Baby versus Chris Brown. What's the difference, right? So these are two African American men, right? And what's the difference? You watch the video and you can kind of see it for yourself. But it's basically these niggas ain't shit no way, right? Which is so untrue about our men, because our men are no different from any other group of men, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's another white supremacist stereotype that she's perpetuating, right? They don't treat their women good anyways, right? And then we got Zanique won't get married. So that's the whole baby mama perpetuating stereotype, you know, and this is common in her commentary. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand where my offense comes from, because we're going to get to the Leah J situation on what led up to this, but I'm just filling you guys in on my mindset on why I decided to do what I did. Excuse me. So after the 7 months, these are the things I'm steady seeing her perpetuate, right? And we're all supposed to be black, right? And so these are the very things that white supremacist society uses against us to pass laws, to persecute us without a jury of our peers, right? To make all kind of we said laws just to keep us out of wealth, and all of these things that they do to oppress us and things of that nature, right? It's these things that are perpetuated out there. There's so much you can get lost, right? These things are perpetuated. It is these things that are perpetuated in society to make them feel like it is okay to treat us how they do, because hell, we're baby mamas. And Megan the Stallion, this is another one, was lying, okay? And then we got Yaya Mayweather is dumped and pregnant, right? Baby mama thing again. This is another one. Azealia Banks hates Nigerians and the Shade Room, right? So, and then we got the last one, and you can see, like, it's just never ending, right? And then that one when she says Yaya Mayweather is pregnant and dumped, right? She's speaking about young NBA disparagely. I mean, I don't want to make it too long because I could break all these down, but if you know, you know, right? What's understood doesn't need to be explained. So these are things that I feel like she perpetuates as negative in our culture and our society, right? Which we already have enough of that going on in white society. We shouldn't have it coming from you. And I get, people have to make money, they have to do all that. I totally get that, right? But, in the process, you shouldn't have to tear us down in order to succeed, right? And that's why I've chosen not to come on here and call her any names like she called me, because I had some names for her. Okay, they would have been hilarious, but I decided to take a different alternative route, even though I feel she's absolutely wrong. I just don't want to be wrong as well, right? So I want to take the higher moral road regarding this, because this is very serious, and I don't take this as a joke, right? And back to the money, Yaya video, right? If you go on her comment section underneath there, one girl says, no matter how much money you have, ghetto is ghetto. And Queen Trauma decided to like that particular comment as well, right? So not only is she doing commentary that I feel that is anti-African American, when people are commenting in their section and all of these stereotypes and different names are used for us, right? She's liking their comments, agreeing with the things that they're saying regarding us, right? And that's just what it is. It's dog whistling at the end of the day, right? If you know, you know. So leading up to the present, right? Okay, so she does the video regarding the food challenge, right? And once again, I don't follow Aaliyah J. I gotta keep saying that for the people in the back. And I was a smack. Goofy. So I said that like 10 times, even in the damn comment, the paragraph or the essay that y'all said I wrote about her, right? It said right in there, I don't follow Aaliyah J. So y'all motherfuckers deflecting, talking about I'm a Aaliyah J fan and all that fucking y'all talking about. Know that lady. I don't even follow her. But you know what? Before we proceed, I am going to shout out people that I do follow, that are other women that are from, that I believe are Nigerian, right? Shout out to Susu and her husband Roland. We fucks with you heavy in the house, okay? We fucks with y'all heavy. And shout out to Eloho too, you know what I'm saying? I was going to, Eloho, shout out to her, you feel me? You get, y'all get salutes from me, right? And I'm going to tell y'all why I feel that they're different from what Trauma does before I proceed, is because they genuinely seem like they're for trying to have us build and trying to stop a lot of this that's going on with these diaspora wars, this goofy stuff, right? That's going on in today's society. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have the answers to everything, right? But I genuinely feel sometimes I feel a way, about some things, and I think I had to check myself, because I'm like, am I being sensitive? I know I'm not being sensitive in this instance, but so I give credit where credit is due. And I think those are the only two that I consistently would keep up with their content. I follow mostly a lot of pro-black or Vicky Dillard or African American. People are for the progression of African Americans. That's the commentary I primarily follow, point blank, period. Okay? So back to where we was at. So she made the video about Aaliyah J, and once again, I'm seeing that she's scolding like Aaliyah J, right? Because Aaliyah J, which I did hear from a lot of the pro-black media that I watch, media platforms that I watch via YouTube or whatever, right? Social media platforms. That and I was probably wrong on that, right? Like I was wrong. If she's African American, I was wrong, but I trust their information. So a lot of them was saying she wasn't. So that's where I got that from, to be completely honest. I don't follow her, so I wouldn't know that. But if she is a foundational Black American, you feel me? We're happy to have her. She's like drop dead gorgeous, like Aaliyah J 400. We'll take her. Like okay, but and Trauma told you guys why she felt, what Aaliyah J was why Aaliyah J offended her. So I don't need to go into all of that. Okay. So I don't need to go into all of that. But my point that I was making was that once again, I felt that she was perpetuating anti-black rhetoric, right? And via the examples that I gave y'all prior, I just didn't believe. Since they said it, the people that I had watched that were foundational Black Americans that was doing commentary regarding it, they said she wouldn't. I just ran with that. I would believe them over Trauma via her track record that I've seen, right? So that's what prompted me to go to Aaliyah J's page, and I get she's a influencer, and has a large platform. But at the end of the day, we are humans, right? And I'm a grown woman, so I'm not, and I'm very for the empowerment of my people, right? Because I understand everything that we go through out here, right? And that's not playing victim. If people even at this point in time, foundational Black Americans are playing victim, like that's really sick, actually, because the warfare is just blatant at this point, right? So we're getting back to the stereotypes. To keep perpetuating all of these stereotypes as if, you know what I'm saying, we didn't build the richest country in the world. We haven't invented some of the most innovative things that have shaped the world as we know it today, right? We don't have wonderful entertainers. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. You know what I'm saying? And to try to put us as this group, right, who is just not progressive is really a weird level of jealousy, right? Because anybody can see it, right? And that's not taken away from what anybody else is doing, right? That's just like, come on. I mean, at some point, you got to give credit where credit is due, right? So back to where we were. So that's what prompted me to go to Aaliyah J page. Me and her had words because obviously I tagged her in there. Yeah, if you gonna sit up here and call this girl out and say that she made you feel X, Y, and Z, you feel me? I'm not, it might be just for clicks and views for her. This is my real life, right? And it's people, millions of people out here, my ethnic group, that you put out this commentary and it don't affect you at Aaliyah J because y'all like Trauma called me broke. Hilarious, right? In the back and forth dialogue, we gonna get there, right? So, but it's gonna affect us regular people when you put out this stuff in the media, and that's why Trauma decided to reprimand, I guess, Aaliyah J because she understands that. I know that Trauma's a smart young lady, right? And the same applies to us. It just does. It's not a one-way thing, right? Especially when there's people like me living and breathing and understand the power of what my ethnic group has done and what my ancestors has done for me to be able to have this voice and be a free thinker, right? So it's not gonna work on my watch. So I had to fact check her, call her out properly, which needed to be done. That's just what it is, and she, me and her went back and forth or whatever, and at some point she blocked me, and she did a video, Trauma, because at this point she did a video and all of that, right? No, wait, I'm going too fast. She blocked me, right? So she blocks me, and she blocked me, but she blocked me after me and her had a dialogue that she told y'all in her commentary that there was more said, but she didn't get all of that, right? She missed a little bit, right? So wherever she stopped, I'm gonna finish off. And as we're going back and forth, she makes the last comment before she blocked me. And she says, my wig, because I had bangs in the picture on my Instagram profile. must be too tight. And by the way, shout out to me. I've been doing hair all my life. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and some other things, but I just thought I'd throw that out there, right? So, yeah, she was talking about my bang, saying my wig must be on too tight. And she said some other derogatory things in the comment because at this point we're going back and forth, right? And so I say to her that I said it's Black History Month, and as a descendant of that group and all that our ancestors has fought for, civil rights and yada yada yada, immigration laws, just all the things that we're afforded to and tribute to right now that we wouldn't have had so long ago, right? Like those things not only affect and benefit me, there are certain laws that they specifically fought for that affect and benefit her. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, there should be some appreciation for that. That's when she blocked me. And I do have that screenshot. I wanted to get, the paper to be able to just give y'all, but I do have it. And that's when she blocked me after I said that, right? And so she posted up after she blocked me, so I'm moving too fast again, okay? So after she blocked me, I already had the page say a lot on Black and I'm proud. I never made that for her. Because for me, like I said, it's me feeling like she perpetuates white supremacist stereotypes. It's like via her commentary. And it's like, you don't have to say things, right? Your action speaks louder than your words. So it's called dog whistling. Like you could be dog whistling by just your actions and doing certain things. And if someone is not aware, not even aware, you don't look for those things, right? And so, that's when I was like, let me go on there, because after she blocked me, I was like, let me just go on there, right? And just to see, like, something just told me, like, look at her Insta story. And that's what I see. She posted it all up in her Insta story, and she left out, there's another set of comments that she intentionally left out, right? And she's not going to show her being a douche, right? That's just what it is, right? So I felt that she was playing victim and has been throwing stones and playing victim. That's why it prompted me to do what I did, right? So I decided to leave her a message. Yeah, if you're going to go on my Insta page or whatever the case may be, and you know what I'm saying, we're going to go back and forth and have dialogue, and you disagree with me. And shout out to Aaliyah J, okay? Because people are like, oh, she's an Aaliyah J groupie. I'm going to say this for the 10th time. I'm going to keep saying this. I didn't know Aaliyah J, but what Aaliyah J did was very on code. She's an influencer, and she's making probably good money, millions of dollars, right? She has 2 million followers. So she could have deleted it, right? But she kept it on her page. So that spoke volumes, right, on how she felt about the situation. So shout out to Aaliyah J again, okay? So with that being said, so I commented. She posted it up on her. She posted it up on her YouTube, right? And okay, that's fine. So I'm in her comment section, right? Because I'm being incognito in her comment section, right? So I'm talking my little shit or whatever the case may be in the comment section. That don't mean it's right, but everybody has a boiling point. I'm gonna tie everything in though. Everyone has a boiling point, right? And so it don't make it right. And I'm gonna start off by saying if I offended anybody, you know what I'm saying, in this process, you feel me, outside of trauma, I apologize, because that's not me, you feel me, and I just don't respect what she's perpetuating and what she's doing at all. And I just felt like from 7 months till now, you feel me, I addressed her 7 months peacefully and told her how I felt or whatever the case may be. Maybe she thought I was joking, I'm not really for sure, but I wasn't. And so that's why we're here now. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's move on. And so she posted up the video, and then she titled the video, I called her a white supremacist or something like that. Like, no, she ain't white. So that's being very insultive as well. Like, if us dumb Negroes don't know, like, we're just using words and don't know the meaning of them, like, stop playing. This is the white supremacist stereotypes that she's perpetuating. She's deflecting. That's some Karen behavior type shit. We grown as hell. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen me in your comment section, right? Like, these people can go back, look at that video and see me and you dialoguing 7 months ago, right? And you knew that. So what you was trying to do was humiliate me. That's what you was trying to do, and you got the right one. I'm not insecure at all. You feel me? That's just, that ain't it. Okay? So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Now that I'm married, y'all, I've calmed down a lot. Like, I'm not a fighter or none of these stereotypes. I'm none of the stereotypes that she perpetuates out there. None of that. I've surpassed them all. All praise to the Most High, right? Using my mind. Like today, I'm choosing. Let me be clear. I'm choosing not to be disrespectful, right? This is a choice that I'm making, right? Like, you have choices, but you're deciding to do what I'm calling you out for, right? I'm choosing not to say you got a yeast infection pussy, right? All the how I felt about you, I said that, and I'm gonna leave it as that. But I'm choosing not to make a video and go shot from shot for you, because it is bigger, right? So she makes the video. She says I called her a white supremacist. That's deflection, right? That's like that's totally deflection. I never called you that. I said you perpetuate white supremacist stereotypes. You feel me? And I gave y'all reasons on why. If y'all go back to the video 7 months ago, I felt that way then. I feel this way now. If you look in the comment sections of these two videos, you feel me? Just these two videos, you'll see that there are people that agree with me. So I just was the one that, I feel like God sent to really probably send you a message moving forward. You feel me? Because you call Aaliyah J, tongue tied, right? Aaliyah J out for things that you felt that she and her boyfriend done that was disrespectful to your culture. And I feel like that's a spade calling a spade, because, excuse me, because I've been feeling like that's what you do, right? I've been feeling like that, and it's sad. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what it is. Like, we gonna get to. I gotta touch a couple things before I go, but she knows what it is. Anybody who don't know what it is, let me tell you what it is. Okay, there is obviously the foundational Black American. It's obviously a threat to society, right? Especially in America, for a lot of different reasons, right? Because these people who are just so damn troubling and terrible people. It's not all of this propaganda and warfare constantly being thrown at us, right? People know that they can undermine us, and there is a financial gain from that, right? But it is what it is. You feel me? And white society is not the only people that perpetuates these stereotypes regarding us, right? Unfortunately, this is a black woman, and let's be clear. She's Nigerian. Shout out to Lagos. Shout out to Nigeria, right? I'm here to bridge, right? Bridge us all together. But I'm gonna say this before the bridging process starts. We are two different ethnic groups. I get everybody's like, well, we all black. We're all black, just like Jamaicans are black. They their own ethnic groups. Ghanaians are black. They're their own ethnic groups. Why, when it comes to us, we're all one black people? No, we're not all one big nigga. We're not all a monolith. No, we're not. We are our own ethnic group via a way of coming over here from African and the indigenous black people who are already on this land. We are merged in with them, and we have made and have created a different ethnic group outside of that. That's what it is. And I heard some goofy people, let me clear up the flag too. Some goofy people talking about why I got the flag up. Okay, this is my country. That doesn't mean because people say that's just like if I go to Nigeria, right? That's her country. So, I'm going to respect the culture or whatever the case may be. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect people in it, right? I'm not going to go over there trying to reprimand the people and all of that like I feel people do to us, which is weird. We're going to get to a little of this stuff. But, yeah, so why wouldn't I rep the American flag. Like, people got y'all brainwashed and manipulated, okay? Because there is devastation and there is terrible things that happen in all society, right? So everybody get to rep their flag, but the very country that our ancestors built, right? We're the descendants. Check that out, right? We're the descendants of the very people who built this country, and that's the problem because they like, dang, imagine. I'm going to move on just a little bit. I'm just going to jump back and forth a little bit. But imagine doing something bad to somebody, you know what I'm saying, something devastating, right? Like the greatest crime committed in history. And waking up every day and having to see them. Not only having to see them, seeing that they ethnic group is surviving. We have to really take that into consideration. Foundational Black Americans, we are the only Negro in this form, which means there's no other people in this form like us that come from the lineage of people who are mixed with the indigenous black people on this land in Africa. There's no other group. Like, we can be wiped out. We can be extinct as a group. And that's why there's so much warfare and propaganda against us. Because we only exist in America. And we're very unique in that way. Don't just listen to what I'm saying and with the grain of salt. Really take that in. Really take that in. That is heavy duty stuff. We're the only group like this on the planet. On the planet. So we got to start being real about some things. Yes, we are all black, but we're different ethnic groups. And being the fact that we are all black, this is why it bothers me more that she decided to take this alternative, I guess, for financial gain, to deliberately undermine the progression of our ethnic group. And I'm from Michigan, right? That's just like there is a Nigerian governor named Austin Chain. He's running for governor in 2022, and unfortunately, he is campaigning terribly. He's trying to undermine us as well, and he is talking about getting rid of Black History Month, which is really, that is our culture. See, people tell us we don't have a culture. That's a part of our culture, right? So if you strip people from things that are in their culture, right? And there's so much warfare and all these attacks on us constantly. And like, I'm from Michigan, so when I would go to school growing up, there would be pictures and elementary schools that would have, there would be photos of African American people that were successful despite of white supremacy all over the walls in the school. And so that was some inspiration for us to look up, like, despite of our circumstances, look at all these people around you who've made it. We're not an insecure group at all, Foundational Black Americans. We're going to talk tonight. We're a very secure group, which meaning as, we understand that, we understand our circumstances, and we're survivors, we're fighters. You know what I'm saying? We're very courageous. We're fighters. We don't, our ancestors has fought at this point, especially, right? Like, we should be as free-minded people, like me. Like, we should be extremely free-minded. But yeah, like, no, we're not an insecure group of people at all, right? We're very resilient. Like, we've overcame and some of the greatest crimes committed to any human being, right? And we're still overcoming. And that's just some things like African Americans as individuals, like, there's certain things in our societies that is just a nuance, right? Like, there's certain things that we all endure, which is in the culture, right? And so, as children, our family give us positive affirmation constantly and tell us we're beautiful, and these are just things that culturally go on in our society, right? So, we were always uplifting each other, because of our circumstances, right? And it's just what it is. But back to Austin Chain, right? This guy is going out of his way to pretty much, when you take someone's cultures away from them, that is stripping them of their humanity, right? That is like tearing away their existence, like literally trying to wipe them out of existence. And people think like this stuff is just like, I'm just talking, like, no, this is serious. There is an extreme threat regarding foundational Black Americans. And I've got to ask this question because I hear people and see people perpetuate these various stereotypes that I feel that Queen Trauma is doing now. And I was going to call out a few other people that I feel also perpetuates anti-African American rhetoric, but I felt like, you know what, I ain't gonna do that because she did it. If you go on her comment section and Trauma, I'm actually being nice to you, okay, and I'm not doing this because I'm scared of your little cop threats. Trust me, okay. I'm being nice to you because I want to be a bigger person, right? You called out a few people. That's why I shouted out Eloho. You called Eloho out, so this ain't no dry snitching. You can go ahead and read it, and it's there. That's why I shouted out Eloho. And you shouted out a few more other Nigerian commentators that are on YouTube and asked why I'm not calling them outright instead of owning the stuff that you put out there and trying to understand where people are coming from. But to be completely honest, I think you know and you're intentionally doing it because you feel by perpetuating this narrative about us, it'll push us down and lift your group up, which is sucker, is whack. That's why I have very, very, very close well, let me rephrase that. I'm very in tune with Nigerian culture as well, right? And so I would never speak disparagingly about any other Black group.